this off, turn this on. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Once again, Joe Nice coming to you as always live and direct on a February 26, 2020, February 26, 2020, February 262020. I am angry. I am angry. I am annoyed. I am upset. I am frustrated. I am incensed. I am enraged. I am sick and fucking tired of this country. I'm tired of the United States. And out to everybody we have watching right now on all of the social network platforms or social media platforms that I am on right now, on the Facebook fan page, on the Facebook personal page at Joe Nice DJ, and actually just at Joe Nice, and on YouTube, youtube.com/Joe Nice DJ. I am absolutely disgusted by everything that is happening in the United States, everything that is happening right now in America. We are seeing a complete and total collapse of the social bonds and systems that make up the United States. And last night, not as if I had a whole lot of hope for Joe Biden's presidency, but last night, Joe Biden destroyed his presidency. It's done. And we're less than 45 days into his presidency. His presidency is done. It is over. Stick a fork in it, put some butter or some peanut butter and jelly on it. It is toast. It is done. Joe Biden's presidency is done. And if you're wondering where those $2,000 checks that he said will go out the door immediately a month ago, he put that money towards bombing people in Syria. That's where your $2,000 went. If you're wondering where your health care is, nope. The money that could have been spent on healthcare was spent on drones. If you're wondering where your student loan forgiveness went, and you can do that by executive order. If you're wondering where that went, it went to the Middle East. It went to defense contracts. If you're wondering where rent and parking violation moratoriums the money went for that went. The Middle East. Where's your universal basic income? Where's your federal jobs guarantee? What about a plan to actually distribute the vaccine, whichever vaccine has actually been approved? What about the plan to distribute that nation across the United States? What about that? I was watching the news this morning, as I've said several times in the recent past. I watch, at least in my estimation, an unhealthy amount of news each day. Wake up, put on the computer, French 24 is on. I'll drive around, I'll listen to some music, and I'll have maybe DW Deutsche Welle going on. Every once in a while, I'll see what TRT World is saying. According to a report that I saw on TRT World today, there are 130 countries that do not have the vaccine yet. I will say that again to make sure that, if you were cooking or the phone rang and you didn't hear what I said, I'll say it again. There are 130 countries that do not have the vaccine. 130. According to whichever set of reports you want to believe, there's either 192 countries or 206 countries, depending on your definition of a country or a nation state or a sovereign nation. Whatever it is, 130 of those independent countries, nations, nation states, whatever you want to call them, do not have the vaccine. And I'll be willing to bet you that the majority of them are in Africa or low wage or low or high poverty areas. Be willing to bet that. 130 countries do not have the vaccine yet. Joe Biden said in his first 100 days, he's going to vaccinate 100 million people. As far as I know, there is not a definitive plan to distribute this vaccine. Even countries that actually have a nationalized healthcare system and know how to deal with health problems, like France, they are having issues dealing with the distribution of the vaccine. And the French healthcare system is among the best healthcare systems in the world. Two months ago, it was, hey, we got to get rid of Trump. We got to get rid of Trump, and we got to move Biden to the left. We're going to move him to the left. We're going to make him do what we want us to do. We're going to move him to the left. What were you all thinking? How many times did I get on front of this laptop, in front of this screen, and on this service and say, hey, yo, we're not moving Joe Biden to the left. If anything, he's going to be a continuation of everything that Trump did, or better yet, he's going to be a continuation of everything Obama did. How many times did I say 8 weeks ago, 9 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, I said, look, the first term of Joe Biden, which as far as I understand will be the only term, this term of this 4 years of Biden is not actually a Biden presidency. It's really a third term of Obama, or if you really want to go a little bit further back, it's a fifth term of Bill Clinton. How many times have I said that? And look at what we're seeing now. Joe Biden's seat at the Resolute desk in the Oval Office at the White House is now getting warm. And before he gives everybody $1,400 checks, which are originally supposed to be $2,000 checks, he goes ahead and bombs Syria. He went ahead and bombed Syria last night. And in about 2 years, when the midterms show up, and the Democrats lose the majority in the House, and they lose the Senate also, don't come crying back to me and say, yo, damn, Joe, you know what? Yeah, man, you were right about this. You know, the Democrats are terrible. The Democrats could have done something. Because the Democrats play to lose. They don't play to win. They don't want to win. What they want is a foil. What they want is to continue to make excuses for their incompetence and to continue to make excuses for their unwillingness to serve the American people. That's all they want. That's all they are. That's all they are good at. And that's all they will ever continue to be good at. And the Democrats have mastered the art of strategic incompetence. Strategic incompetence. Because that is what they're doing right now, is strategic incompetence. Until a week and a half ago, I had never heard of a Senate parliamentarian. Who the hell is the Senate parliamentarian? And why is this person controlling what happens in the Senate? Who is this? And now 15, supposedly, when the House goes to vote on the $1.9 trillion stimulus package, $15 minimum wage will not be a part of the stimulus package. People have been fighting for a $15 minimum wage in the United States for over a decade now. And $15 as a minimum wage in 2011 was inadequate back then. It's even more inadequate now. I read an article recently that if the wages were adjusted to inflation and workers' productivity, the average minimum wage across the United States would be somewhere in the neighborhood of $22 an hour. And based on the ability to afford a one-bedroom apartment and have a minimum wage, in many places, that $22 an hour is inadequate. My home state of Maryland, the minimum wage in the state of Maryland would be approaching $30 an hour. In Hawaii, the minimum wage would be over $30 an hour. Then again, it's Hawaii. Everything is expensive in Hawaii. But in many states, especially in the Northeast, the minimum wage will be approaching $27, $28, $29 an hour. Why are we even fighting for $15 in the first place? Well, quite honestly, the fight should be for more like 25. Should be fighting for $25 an hour, not this $15 an hour stuff. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If the talk is $15 an hour, and President Joe Biden during his campaign said, "Yep, I support $15 an hour," all good, perfect. Then why is the weekly amount of unemployment insurance $400? Why is that? We work, supposedly the work week is 40 hours per week. $15 times 40 hours is $600, which is exactly the same amount of extra unemployment money everybody was receiving during the CARES Act. Why all of a sudden is the newest stimulus package, this $1.9 trillion stimulus package, only giving everybody an additional $400 of extra unemployment insurance? These should be $600 checks per week. They should be retroactive to the beginning of the pandemic. Instead, we get told, hey, we're getting $2,000, and $2,000 isn't enough. Because if we're basing a $600 a week times 52, that's $31,200. $31,200 divided by 12 is $2,600. These monthly checks should be based upon a $15 an hour minimum wage times a $600 a week payment. We should be getting $2,600 per month, not $2,000 per month. And again, these checks should be retroactive to the beginning of the pandemic, which is in 3 days, 1 year from now, a year ago, I should say. So again, everybody that said, hey, let's go ahead and push Biden to the right, let's move him to the right. What the hell were you all thinking? You weren't moving him to the right. This is who he is. And I've said it before he got elected, Joe Biden is going to be worse than Trump. And unfortunately, Joe Biden is doing an excellent job of proving me right. He's worse than Trump. And we're seeing it happen right before our very eyes. We are seeing it happen. I can't wait to get out of here. I can't wait to go to a new country and start my life over again. I do not want to get old here. I don't want to die here. This is not the place to be. This is not the place to be for anybody, especially Black people. In case you're wondering about the shirt, this is more business that's forthcoming. The merchandise line is being made as we speak. The website is being made as we speak. It's all happening. It's all coming together. Out to my friend Ben, who took this picture of me when I was protesting in front of City Hall by myself in June of last year. June of last year. And we'll show it to you. As you can see the shirt, there it is. That is me on the shirt. And look at the policy points here. Reparations, Medicare for all, student loan forgiveness, the UBI, universal basic income, federal job guarantee, postal banking, criminal justice reform, and the wars. We're going to get this shirt out to the people. We're going to get this shirt out to the people because this is the kind of shirt, these are the kind of garments that people should be wearing. It's all well and good that, hey, you know what, Joe, when you're going to make some more gourmet beats stuff, we'll do that too eventually, but it's more important stuff than gourmet beats. Much more. I've said all I wanted to say for right now. I want to thank everybody that watched. Next time I do these, if you want to jump in and participate, feel free to do so. Okay? Peace.